Oh dear, I've got the wrong pants on. I have 2 pants for this episode.
And you're wearing the wrong
There's
pants?
one for standing up, there's one for sitting down. And I'm in the standing up, I'm in the sitting down one. No, I'm in the standing up ones. Anyway, let's not worry about that.
You know that it's rolling, right?
Okay, right, there
Hello,
we go.
Facebook.
Facebook.
How are you? You recognize Paul.
Hello there, I'm all lanced up. I'm just about to shoot a lance scene. So here we are, lanced
So here we
up.
are. So I canvassed my Facebook page. You do good Facebook.
Thank you very much, so do you.
Thank you.
You're getting the hang of it. I'm enjoying it all because this guy gave me a little nudge up last year, and I do enjoy it actually. I'm not texting my mum or anything. I'm looking for the questions, and they're right there. Yeah. So
You ready?
Yeah, go on.
I'm going to fire away at you.
you go first.
Okay. Magdalena Slakowski would like to know, describe each of your castmates in one word.
This comes up all the time. This one, doesn't it? It comes up in Tweetland and everything. So,
Katie Cassidy.
fabulous,
Willa Holland.
adorable,
David Ramsey.
meticulous.
Meticulous.
That's how I see him. He's meticulous.
John Barrowman.
There is there is no one word. Just Barrowman. That's a word in itself.
Brandon Ralph.
Extraordinary.
Katie Lotz.
Remarkable.
Alex Kingston.
Oh, she's fantastic.
Susanna Thompson.
Adorable. And very missable, actually. 2 words for Susanna Thompson.
Have I missed Colin Donnell?
Cheers, Colin. It was fun.
Colton Haynes.
Oh, bless him.
Okay.
Huggable.
Huggable. Very good. So I posted last night that we were filming essentially a goodbye scene,
Yeah.
and the most popular theory on the internet is that you're gonna die.
What are we going to do?
Dean Sawyer wants to know.
Hang on, is it my turn? Are we taking it in turns?
We can take turns if you want. Sure, or we can do 2 separate videos.
All right. Let's do.
Dean Sawyer, who and what inspired you to become an actor?
Who or what inspired me to become an actor?
Was it someone in particular, or was it a moment in time?
Do you know what? I grew up in what I call Tupperware country in England, in very small towns with garden fences and people sort of bickering over those garden fences.
Wait a second, why is it Tupperware country?
Because my mum used to have these Tupperware parties every week, and there'd be these chattering ladies, shall we say, comparing notes about their lives. Oh, really? Yeah, well, we've got one too. Well, it might not be here yet, but it's coming next week, as it happens. Anyway, that kind of stuff. And I was an only child, and I would sit there, and I couldn't quite work it out. And I didn't know what it was I was trying to even work out. But then my Uncle Stanley would turn up, and he was a musician. And he was quite successful in his day. And he would turn up, he would get out of a taxi, which was just the most extraordinary thing ever. And he'd have this sort of fox fur coat or something outlandish with his guitar case. He just got back from tour from Germany or something, and he would come in and do his Long John Silver impressions and just do one character after another. And I used to sit there going, I like that. I want to be that. I want to be that.
How old were you?
Well, that was from dot through till now.
Oh, wow.
But it was around that sort of 7, 8, 9, 10-year-old kind of time when I was like, that looks like fun. That guy has fun. So that was probably the start of it. And then I was in the National Youth Music Theatre when I was 11 years old in the West End in London.
Music theatre?
Yeah, with Tom Hollander and Toby Jones, who are very brilliant English actors. I could supposedly sing in those days. Fred was a fiddler from Abingdon Fair. He'd been fiddling all of his life. That kind of stuff. Awful. Little precocious brats running around on the stage.
That's great, though. Cassandra Nang wants to know, what is your favorite scene with me?
I was asked that same question.
Okay.
Well, it was the lie detector test scene.
That was a neat scene.
Yeah, in season 1, 3, 4,
5.
5. This man has a photographic memory. He can remember every single sentence from every scene. So that was, but then of course we did this scene the other day, which was kind of interesting.
End of
In the back of the van. Yeah.
End of 18.
Yeah, in the back
It's
of
a
the
good
van.
scene.
Yeah, so that, obviously there was a few hiccups in terms of the preparation for that.
You are an actor that likes to prepare beforehand. You have a Lance routine up here.
I do. Was that a question or a statement?
It was. Oh no, I know this, but you have a Lance routine where you get into Vancouver and you do a nice walk along the seawall and you get into your Lance
Yeah,
space.
There's only one restaurant I can go. There's two restaurants I can go to the night before shooting a big sort of Lance day. But yeah, I do. I go for very, very long walks around the place, and I just sort of mutter to myself and sort of, think about the character and what's going on in his life, and because I have these gaps between scenes. You're just generally on it, right?
Yes.
I have gaps, and it's quite challenging to keep the character alive and breathing when you have those gaps.
I've actually found that because I don't have gaps, the way that it works best for me is to be totally adjustable and just go with the flow. Like I very rarely. There are often days where I don't actually know what we're filming. I just know the whole script.
Really?
Yes.
See, I'm not that. I'd love to be that, but I'm not that. I write down. I have to be very, very, very well prepared. I'm not good enough to not be. So I go for long walks. Very
Lindsay,
long walks.
Amanda Kellner would like to know, what is the funniest behind the scenes moment between you two?
Well, it was that moment. It's unrepeatable, isn't it? The one with Tommy, that time with Colin, with the Australian director who said the biggest innuendo ever. It was just innuendo, the king innuendo of innuendos. And I don't think if we can even say.
No, you can't, but to set the table, there was an Australian director who was a real character. He called everybody Goober.
Right, Goober.
And right, Goober, he would say that's damn good telly. He was directing the... Where are you going?
I was looking for my water. I found it, sorry.
He was directing the second episode with Vertigo in the first season. So it was around episode 19-ish. And he wanted a camera shot to finish on a picture of a young girl. And the way that he said it was one of the most sexually explicit...
You can't say it.
You can't say it, and we almost couldn't complete the scene.
Yeah, yes, it was very, very challenging. So that's the answer to that question.
All right.
Yes, innuendo.
Autumn Johnson wants to know, what was your first impression of me when we met? I should start reading these questions beforehand.
I think.
But go ahead.
Was it one of the first times that we came across each other? Was it not in the sauna? In the steam room in the hotel in the Sutton place?
I don't remember.
I remember sort of, Sunday we just started doing this pilot, some bloke with arrows and stuff like that. I'll be a detective. I was like, I'll go to the gym, and I sort of stepped into the steam room. I was like, who the bloody hell's that? I just see this, this body, and it's bright red, because you've supposed to be in the steam room for hours.
Probably.
And you're all like, all glistening, shall we say, from the steam room. And I was like, Stephen? You're like, oh, hey, buddy. I was like, enjoy your weekend, cheers. And it was, that's one of the first impressions I recall of you.
So was I a dick? What happened?
No, but I saw you. I mean, it was that. It was, you weren't a dick. It's like, pleased to meet you. Okay. There you go. There's your next show. Naked actors in steam rooms. In one country.
Aisha Ahmad, Stephen, could you ask Paul about the possibility of Mama Smoke and Captain Lance becoming a couple? The picture of Paul and Charlotte was adorable.
It was adorable, wasn't it? She's adorable. She's very adorable. Yeah, there has been a little chit chat about that out there. And
like a season 4 type thing?
Well, apparently I'm going to be dead at the end of the season, according to speculation.
That's quite right.
Maybe she'll just be standing at my grave going, think what could have been. She'll be heartbroken, I'm sure. We shall see. It'll be a lot of fun if it did happen.
Courtney Powell Barkley, your recent scene with Katie Cassidy when she told you that Sarah is dead again was absolutely heart-wrenching. What do you do to get that kind of palpable emotion to show through on the screen?
Well, that's a good question. I spend a lot of time creating that. those walks we were talking about.
Yes.
Long walks and it's quite good when it's raining in Vancouver for those kind of scenes coming up. You know, it's really depressing, dark weather.
I don't like shooting arrow when it's sunny.
The sun is like, ugh, why do we do this? Nobody's happy. Why is the sun shining? So I actually go out there and I think an awful lot about the pictures of the characters' lives, and you know, at that point, one thing that was easy to tap into, which made that scene easier to tap into, was that at one point Lance thought she was alive and that she was back. And so in his mind, he's seeing pictures of them all going out together, having dinners, being a reunited family, and literally all those moments of touching her and holding and hugs and all the rest of it. But instead, he's told completely the opposite, that she's dead. And by the way, you weren't told about it. And what I also had to think about with that reaction was how Lance reacted to her apparent death before, and how that brought his life to its knees before, with his drinking and divorce and everything. So it wasn't, on top of the grief and horror of the daughter's real death, there was also the grief and there was also the dread and fear of how he'd reacted before, and that being now about to be a feature of his life again. So a lot of time walking around thinking about all those things. How that happened is the answer to that question.
Any plans for hiatus?
Yes, I'm going for a little trot around Europe. Some of these conventions that we're all very fortunate to be a part of. There's one in Frankfurt, there's one in London, there's one in, what was the other one?
There's one in Birmingham.
I think there's
Birmingham.
I think there's one, Birmingham. By the way, I've told this man about that. Actually, that's one of my questions does pertain to accents and things.
Okay.
So where is it you're off to?
Oh, I'm going to Birmingham.
Birmingham. Not that.
Not Birmingham.
That's it. And if you want to put the accent on, you go Birmingham. All right. I'm out. Yeah, we're going off to Birmingham Market. That's how you would really say it. But we'll work on that later.
And what of your documentary, This American Journey?
That is on Hulu. Still online on Hulu. That's, you know, in its little home. We've also got some Indian distribution possibilities, actually.
That's exciting.
Yeah, it is exciting because I'm huge in Japan, as they say. I'm huge in India. I did this Bollywood film years ago, and the Arrow audience. I get these tweets all the time. The social media stuff all the time. Going, I just realised Captain Lance is Captain Russell from Lagan. And it's 15 years ago, when I was a young buck. And sort of people join the dots, and it's quite a large distance between those dots. Anyway, so we're hoping to get it over there in India pretty soon, so that would be nice.
Okay, well, thank you for joining.
Absolute blast. Tune in for part 2 when I ask him some questions.
On Paul's page. Thank you.
All right, I'll just click.